Hello, we are live. Okay, they're in. We're good. We're down to the ground, to wind down, to wind down, wind down. So you can see behind me, I have got a Bosu. If you don't know what a Bosu is, or you don't even know what the name means, so this is a Bosu. It means B-O-S-U, both sides up. So a Bosu, B-O-S-U, means both sides up. That's what Bosu stands for. They now call it a balance trainer, but both sides up is where it came from. So you see I have a Bosu. You also see that I have a ball, stability ball, and I have a foam roller, and I have anatomy books. I can't help it. I gotta tell you. So we are talking breathing. Regardless of what your breathing pattern is, any piece of knowledge will be awesome. If you learn one thing from this, great. If you know everything about it, please share with all of us, because breathing is critical. So when we talk about breathing, most of the time, the first thing we have to understand is breathing requires a whole set of systems in the body to move. We have this area here that we breathe from, and people will tell you it's the diaphragmatic area, and we'll talk about yoga and Pilates and all, and I want to talk about that. What I want to talk about is this. This area here is the area where we need to breathe from. So this is your diaphragmatic area. That's one of the areas they call it. Then we have the chest area, the costal area going on. So let's just talk basically about those two areas. Gravity naturally has a hold on the human body. Why does it do that? Because our eyes are in front, right? When we see in front, everything is in front. So we're naturally like this. Let's think about that. Muscles go like this, no matter what. So let's say this is your resting length, just like I am here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be on the computer for 8 hours. This is what I did. So now here I am. These are my breathing muscles. My breathing muscles need to do this. I've been on the computer for 8 hours. Now my breathing muscles are doing this. We can lose 30% of our oxygen, just of our functional oxygen, from having what we call forward flexion on the upper body. Then what happens is, as we have that forward flexion and we don't get activity, all the tissues need oxygen and activity. They need to slide and they need to move. So if you don't add activity to that, you only get what we call passive breathing. And this little diaphragm does this. So you get 30% of your oxygen capacity opposed to 100. What would you like? 30%? Which is fine until you got to walk up a set of stairs. Then it gets a little sketchy, right? Then you're like, I could use 60% more of that oxygen. And then you start seeing people doing this. Why do they do that? Because they're trying to open up the funnel. They can't get it in there. So, right? We got to get rid of that first off. Then what happens is the inactivity, this is regardless of age, but inactivity creates vertebral intercostal stiffening. Vertebrae intercostal stiffening. Just sit it. Let's not even add age to that. Inactivity people that are 30 years old that don't exercise are probably way less fitter than I am, and I'm 53 this year. So put that into perspective about lung capacity. Doesn't matter about age. It matters about what you've been doing with it. Right? We need to be here. So anybody can breathe like this. Then I say to you, okay, let's do a high intensity, and we go like this, and you're like, whoa, can't do it. We got to open that up. That requires abdominal muscles. Now we've got the abdominal muscles that need to pull in and shove that diaphragm back up and push that air out, because the harder it pushes it out, the more pressure it pushes it out with, the faster the pressure sucks back into the body. So when you are huffing and puffing, the abs pull in, push it out, which makes them go, oh gosh, I need it quicker, and elastic back in. If you don't have abs, this is you doing cardio. Yeah, I gotta take a knee here. Right? You're sucking wind. You're sucking wind because you don't use the whole tunnel. So we need to get rid of intercostal stiffness. Some quick things for you. I know you're not gonna like me, but just so you know, this is what we're working on, which is your diaphragmatic area, right in the body right there. You can see the spine. All that ripped away is your abs. See this pretty shit here? Oops, sorry. See this pretty stuff here? Doesn't mean anything if the inside doesn't work. I work with pros. Their insides don't work. How do they get that high and not have their insides work? Seriously. Here's a good book for anybody, Muscle School. What you're seeing me here is have the Bosu on the wall. When we talk about opening, it is not comfortable to be here and go breathe. Yes, I know yoga's like, just be here. Tell me, how many of you watching this in yoga are comfortable? One. It's great to be there when you get there, but you're not there yet, or it's not comfortable for your body to sit like that. I know 40-year-olds that are athletes that have had hip replacements and knee replacements. We're not talking 70s, we're talking younger people. So semi-seated. Semi-seated is the most comfortable position to be in. You can have your legs this way, it doesn't matter. Why? Because semi-seated back, in that position, my chest is open to the sky. With this Bosu behind me, what you're seeing is my chest being forced to open. Now, as athletic trainers, I see this all the time. They're like, just lean back. Don't do that. Okay. Probably 2% of the population can do that, just so you know. And I'm not kidding you. When you ask somebody who's got this going on and you're like, yeah, it's really easy, put your arms back like this, not only are you going to whiplash them, but you're going to hear pops and snaps from bones that shouldn't be snapping because the connective tissue's not working. This is super hard. And they're like, oh, peel up. Super hard. 2, how can I brace that? How can I get a little higher? Fit pros. How can I get a little higher? Right? Think about, now I can just sit. The option to the wall. It's a half moon. It opens me right there. And then I can rest my head. It's so uncomfortable to put my head back, right? I want it in a little bit of a sling there. So if that's not comfortable many times, I'm like, comfort is everything. Do it so it works and so you're not fighting against the process. That is the best position in the world. Bosu against the wall, half side, foam roller supporting my neck. My chest is open. My intercostal muscles, and they're that big in between my rib cage, are all like open now. Now I can actively breathe in through my nose. Why? Because I have the space. Exhale. Why? Because I have the space. Now I have the space. You might not have this. You're like, Kim, I don't have a Bosu. I get it. I know. Some of you might have a ball. You could do the same thing with the ball. You could do this on a chair. You might have a pad. You can lean against the bed. Like, all you need to do is get into a fully supported, semi-seated, 30 degrees, intercostal open, intercostal close, slide closed, slide open, slide closed, slide open. Okay, people, it takes abdominals and you're like, I got none. If you sit all day, I say that with humor because it's societal technology and what we're in that is that is guiding us or directing us 1,000,000,000% to sit in front of the technology. It is what it is. So we have to find ways to get our bodies out or we're going to lose our bodies. So most people don't have the ab pressure to go and really use the abs. So there's an idea for this. I have a solution. I am going to put my Bosu on the wall, and instead of putting this behind me, oh yeah, Fit Pros, pay attention. Take this, I'm going to put it on here, and I'm going to breathe into it. And now I feel the pressure here, so what am I doing? Pull it in. I am forcing muscles in my rib cage to move with nothing here. So now I've created resistance on the exact spot I need to open up. So say you just had a child. Say you just had a baby. You just had a baby. And people are like, oh, pull your belly button in. I just want to smack those people. I remember watching this trainer go to this 7-month. So, belly button in, core tight. That's why you're not allowed in the group. But here. Now you've got resistance. Breathe. Now you've got resistance. This will open up, this will get stronger, and the abs will follow. So if you do not have the ab connection for some reason going on, and a ton of people don't, use this to get the pressure of the abs to go. And all of you other people that have these little balls, right? Then take a deep breath. I can't even explain it. People are like, well, I don't have all that stuff. You have anything. Broomstick. Just put pressure against your chest. Here is what people will try and do. They will come down here and they're like, well, right here is putting pressure. Okay, we can barely do 1 or 2 push-ups. Here, I'm putting what movable pressure I can to open it up. Down there, I've got my whole 160 pounds and gravity, and I'm like, okay, I can't breathe now. Too much, too much. Less, my own pressure, elastic pressure to match it perfectly, open to sit. That's the key to getting the breath open. And the roundedness on the tool doesn't allow you to flex the spine. It forces it to stay open right up to the air on the best angle possible. So you see that in CPR and first aid every time. They bring you down, they semi-seat you down, they look at you and they say, okay, pay attention to me. Why? That's where the body is at the least but most functional pump. Here. Now, your hips will open because your hip flexors aren't involved. You're like, oh, that one leg doesn't do it. I'm like, then don't do it. I can keep my hips square. What is yours? It might be something else. This might be yours. That might be how you need to open this up. We need the props to get the chest open. If you sit all day, this will be key. Anything under the knees, wrap towels. We sit here. You breathe in and you exhale slowly. When you exhale until you feel this whole thing compress and you feel like somebody's just like suffocating you all the way. And then you're done. So we're going to try a couple of those. I'm just going to stay here because I'm relaxed in this position. I'm going to put my palms up because that palm up position tells me that I'm open towards the energy into the oxygen. So inhale through the nose. Let the rib cage expand. Let everything expand. Now we're going to purse the lips and slowly let the oxygen out. You want to feel the belly button come in first. You want to feel the diaphragm come on up. You want to feel the elastic. You're going to keep breathing out till you feel so much pressure in the chest. You're trying to flex through the whole thing and you can't even spit out anymore. Relax. Now just relax. Now just do your normal rhythmic breathing. We're going to do that 3 more times. 3 times in a row. Inhale through the nose. Open up the chest, feel it go. Exhale through the mouth, purse the lips. So when I say purse the lips, I'm looking for this. Slow oxygen from the belly button. Let it flex. It's going to feel like somebody's suffocating you. Keep it going until you get. And then just relax it again. We're going to do that 2 more times. Back against, lean open. Inhale through the nose. Open up the chest, let it go, let it go. Exhale, purse the lips. Let it come in. I'm suffocated. Belly button, blow it. Open it up, roll those shoulders back. We got 1 more time. Inhale through the nose. Chest opens, diaphragm's coming up. Diaphragm's being pushed down. Exhale. Diaphragm's coming up. Right up, 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 up. Feeling the chest start to go. Purse the lips. Feeling it all go. And then just relax. And just breathe. So just normal rhythmic breathing from there. Now, if you were to take these props away and you were to come down onto the ground, you would notice immediately that your shoulders could sit further down into the ground and that your chest naturally opens up. Now from this position, you can do a deep breath and you'll feel it actually open instead of push against the ground. So putting your hands up on our backs, feet on the floor, knees to the ceiling, chin as neutral as we can get it. We just want this whole tunnel to move. Let's inhale through the nose, let it all open up, abs, rib cage, everything, diaphragm. And as we exhale, we're going to purse our lips. In through the belly button, pull it up under the rib cage. Start to pull the rib cage down, purse the lips. Doesn't matter what the lower body's doing, all the way until you can't. Don't lift the head off and let it go. Don't lift the head off the ground on this one. Let's do it again. 1 more time. Inhale through the nose. Open up, let it all stretch, and then exhale slowly. Bring the belly button in. Bring it under the diaphragm, up to the rib cage. Chest is going to start to go. You're going to feel the shoulders try and squeeze into the chest. Breathe it out all the way, purse lips, and blow it. And then just relax. And now just take a couple moderately deep breaths. Don't forget, we have moderate. You don't just have to do high or low breathing. Find an in-between and flex it 10 times. Moderate. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Filling up those lungs, having a little bit of a push. Again. Inhale. Not all the way. Exhale. Little bit of teeth, little bit of purse of lips. Beautiful. Again, inhale through the nose. Good, moderate exhale. Feeling that diaphragm just move down, feeling the ab wall come in. Again, inhale. Moderate we go. And then just relax that exhale. Beautiful. Tuck that chin in a little bit more as it sits down onto the ground. Again, inhale. Moderate exhale. We got 4 more times. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. We're on moderate, moderate. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. We're going to do it one more time. Inhale. Exhale. And relax it down. Now from there, we're going to lengthen our legs straight out. And you're going to notice your lower body can relax more onto the ground. Let the toes go out to the side. It's okay to let everything relax now. Now just take a deep breath and wave the stomach. Right? Just let that whole thing go. The spine can rock and roll. And just relax. Just let your breathing go to normal. And then if you're going to come off the ground this way, remember we've just distributed all of the oxygen, fingers and toes, wiggle them out. Bend those knees, feet go flat on the floor. That's going to change your blood flow. One hand over to the side, push yourself up so you're stabilized when you come around and you don't go woo off to the side, right? So there we go. Many different ways to open it up. A little bit about the breathing factor. So when you're around something and it's behind your back, you're forcing tissue open. A little bit of a thought, a little bit of a pressure with a stick. There you go. Active breathing. Start doing that every day, at least once. Take 5 minutes. I know it just seems so, you're like 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, the other 24 hours and 55 minutes you're closed. So take 5 minutes and do it, right? And while you're at it, add the medi in there. Meditate. Inhale. Perfect. Go off. Have a good night. Breathe a little. Feel free to replay. Hashtag replay. We'll see you guys in the Epic tomorrow. So we are Epic 30 Reset. And we are 9 a.m. Align. I am going to do the realigned class live. We're going to need bands and sticks. And we are just literally going through 30 minutes of movement. Live 30 minutes. Go, go, go. So bring your stuff. Be prepared to move. And we just go in the realign. See you in the a.m. Thank you very much, Amy. We'll talk to you later and see you later, Shannon. Have a good night.